True Lies once captivated you with its breathtaking action, but behind the laughter and thrilling spy scenes were familiar faces who have now disappeared from real life forever. Some died young in unexpected accidents, others died of illnesses that were never revealed, and there are those whose deaths remain a mystery even to this day. Let's explore and honor their legacies. Come along. Bill Paxton as Simon. Bill Paxton was born on May 17, 1955 in Fort Worth, Texas. In 1994, at the age of 39, he appeared in the blockbuster action film True Lies as Simon, a shy used car salesman who poses as a CIA agent to seduce another man's wife. Although only a supporting role, Paxton left a lasting impression with his charming and humorous performance, contributing to the unforgettable mark of James Cameron's film. Behind the humor was a man who had endured much quiet pain in his personal life. Paxton had a unique childhood. He witnessed President John F. Kennedy walking out of the Texas hotel just hours before the assassination, an image that haunted him throughout his life. His first marriage to Kelly Rowan ended after just a year, leaving deep emotional scars. He then found true love with Louise Newberry, whom he met on a London bus. But life was far from peaceful. A devoted father and husband, Paxton has had to juggle intense work pressures, grueling filming schedules, chronic illnesses, and the burden of success he has struggled to maintain. In a rare interview in early 2017, Paxton revealed that he suffered from a heart valve condition caused by rheumatic fever as a young man, a condition he had been battling for years. His first open-heart surgery at Cedars-Sinai was seemingly successful, but complications later forced him to undergo a second emergency surgery. He never regained consciousness. William Paxton breathed his last on February 25, 2017 from a stroke caused by complications after surgery at the age of 61. His ashes were interred at Forest Lawn in Hollywood Hills, a place reserved for movie legends. His family later sued the hospital and surgeon for gross negligence, resulting in his death. The lawsuit dragged on for years and ended in 2022 with an undisclosed out-of-court settlement. However, part of the settlement was worth $1 million. At the time of his death, William Paxton had an estimated net worth of $40 million, amassed from dozens of iconic roles in which he portrayed men who were relatable, sincere, and emotionally profound. Even after his passing, Paxton lives on in the hearts of his fans as a Hollywood talent, sincere, dedicated, and human. Paul Barcelou as the old man in the bathroom. Paul Barcelou was born on May 31, 1922 in Cohoes, New York. In 1994, at the age of 72, he made a brief appearance in the blockbuster True Lies as the old man in the bathroom, a bewildered bystander caught in the middle of a chaotic gunfight. Though he was only on screen for a few seconds, his startled and genuine expressions brought laughter and became an unforgettable highlight amid the film's breathtaking action. Throughout his decades-long career, Paul Barcelou often took on small but distinctive roles, appearing in a variety of films and television shows. One of his most notable roles was in the science fiction comedy Inner Space, 1987, where he contributed to the film's unique humor, which later won an Oscar for visual effects. He also appeared in The Wizard of Speed and Time, 1988, a film that was praised by indie film lovers for its creativity and DIY spirit. Barcelou was the type of actor who could pull off any scene, quietly delivering powerful performances that left memorable moments. In his personal life, he never married, had no children, and lived a quiet life until the end of his life. As he grew older, his health deteriorated, but he still maintained the same calm demeanor and love for his profession as he did in the beginning. His fellow actors considered him a gentleman, respected and dedicated to every small role he played. Paul Barcelou passed away on November 22, 2017 at the age of 95 of natural causes. His ashes were peacefully interred in a cemetery in California. His estimated net worth at the time of his death was around $500,000, a modest figure, but worthy of a life quietly devoted to acting. Charlton Heston as Spencer Trilby. Charlton Heston, born John Charles Carter on October 4, 1923 in Evanston, Illinois, is an important figure in American cinema. In 1994, at the age of 71, he appeared in the blockbuster True Lies as Spencer Trilby, head of the spy organization Omega Sector. Although only a supporting role, Heston's commanding presence, piercing gaze, and authoritative voice brought Trilby, the strategic mind of the entire mission, to life, adding depth to this dramatic action film. This was also one of his final roles before retiring from the screen. Heston rose to the top of Hollywood with iconic roles such as Moses in The Ten Commandments, 1956, and Ben-Hur, 1959, earning him an Academy Award for Best Actor. But behind the scenes, his personal life was filled with darkness. His parents divorced when he was 10, leaving deep psychological scars that left him feeling lost. His marriage to Lydia Clark lasted 64 years and was considered a model of lasting love in Hollywood. But it was not without its tensions, especially when he became the focus of criticism for his far-right political views. In addition to his prolific film career, Heston was a prominent figure in the civil rights movement of the 1960s. However, his passionate advocacy of gun rights as president of the National Rifle Association, NRA, from 1998 to 2003 created a contrasting public image. In his later years, Heston faced a series of health problems, including hip replacement surgery in 1996, treatment for prostate cancer in 1998, and his public diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease in 2002. The devastating degenerative disease robbed Charlton Heston of the memories and strength that defined his legacy. He died on April 5, 2008, at his home in Beverly Hills with his devoted wife Lydia by his side. Charlton Heston died at the age of 84, reportedly of pneumonia after a long illness with Alzheimer's disease. His net worth at the time was estimated at US $40 million. Accumulated over 6 decades of work in film, advertising, and political advocacy. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Harry Tasker. Arnold Schwarzenegger, born July 30, 1947 in Thal, Austria, is one of the greatest action icons in the history of cinema. In 1994, at the age of 47, he played Harry Tasker in True Lies, a double agent who is both a cold, brilliant spy and a boring husband in the eyes of his wife and daughter. This is a top performance, a perfect combination of action, humor, and family emotions, once again affirming that Schwarzenegger is not only a muscular actor, but also an actor capable of bringing laughter to the audience. The character of Harry Tasker is also the closest cinematic image of Arnold himself, strong, mysterious, but always torn between two worlds, duty and family. Despite his success in his career, Arnold's life is full of unexpected events and deep tension. His 25-year marriage to Maria Shriver, a member of the Kennedy clan, ended in 2011. After it was revealed that he had fathered a child with the family's housekeeper, a secret he had kept secret for 14 years. The incident shocked the American media and shattered his public image as a perfect man. After the divorce, he faced a wave of criticism and a rift with his children, especially his illegitimate son. This event marked one of the darkest periods of his life, when both his career and public image were severely damaged. Beyond the film industry, Arnold also became a strong politician. He served 2 terms as governor of California from 2003 to 2011. His tenure, however, was not smooth. He faced budget crises, natural disasters, and relentless political pressure. After leaving office, he returned to Hollywood but never regained his former dominance, partly because of his age and partly because audiences had changed. He underwent heart surgery in 2010, which worried fans, but he recovered well and maintained a rigorous training regimen like a warrior. As of 2025, Arnold Schwarzenegger is 78 years old and still carries the image of a living legend. He continues to be active in the film industry, appearing in television projects such as the Netflix series Fubar, and is also an active environmental activist and motivational speaker at global events. His net worth is estimated at $450 million, mostly from his movies, real estate, fitness ventures, and personal brand. Through all the scandals, heartbreaks, and ups and downs, Arnold still stands tall as a real-life Terminator, a man who not only fights his enemies on screen, but also struggles with his own mistakes, pain, and darkness throughout his life. Jamie Lee Curtis as Helen Tasker. Jamie Lee Curtis, born November 22, 1958 in Santa Monica, California, is the daughter of two film legends, Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh. She began her acting career in the late 1970s and quickly became a horror icon with her role as Laurie Strode in Halloween. In 1994, at the age of 36, Curtis took on the role of Helen Tasker in True Lies, a seemingly bland housewife who unexpectedly becomes the courageous partner of an international spy. The role not only demonstrated her versatility but also earned her a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Motion Picture, musical or comedy. But behind the applause and the limelight, Curtis was going through a dark period. After undergoing plastic surgery in the 1980s, she began abusing opioid painkillers. This continued for years and was kept secret until she decided to get sober in 1999, a decision Curtis later called the greatest achievement of her life. Her career has not been overshadowed by that past. In fact, she has used her personal experience as inspiration to advocate for mental health and fight against unrealistic beauty standards in Hollywood. Jamie Lee Curtis's married life is a stark contrast to most Hollywood romances. After seeing a picture of Christopher Guest in Rolling Stone magazine, she declared to her friend, "I'm going to marry that man." 5 months later, they were married in December 1984. Although Guest later became Baron Hayden Guest, Curtis never used the peerage. The couple adopted 2 daughters and maintained a marriage that lasted nearly 4 decades, a rare feat in the volatile entertainment industry. Through thick and thin, Jamie Lee Curtis has become a multi-talented artist, from a scream queen in horror movies to a courageous real-life mother, from a best-selling children's author to an Oscar-winning actress in 2023 for Best Supporting Actress in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, at 66, she is still full of life and creative passion. Her estimated net worth of $60 million reflects not only her commercial success, but also the resilience, talent, and courage that has helped Jamie Lee Curtis get through the darkest times of her life. Marshall Manesh as Jamal Khaled. Marshall Manesh was born on August 16, 1950 in Mashhad, Iran. He began his film career at the age of 44 with the role of Jamal Khaled in True Lies, 1994, directed by James Cameron. In the film, Manesh played a supporting character under interrogation, making an impression with his panicked expressions and humorous tone, a light touch amid the film's tense action atmosphere. Manesh lost his father at a young age and was raised by his mother, whom he considers a great inspiration in his artistic journey. After moving to the United States in the mid-1970s, he joined the Persian Theater Company and toured the United States, Canada, and Europe for 8 years. With over 100 film and television roles and over 40 commercials, he became a familiar face in the entertainment industry, although mostly in supporting roles. He is especially remembered for his role as taxi driver Ranjit on the series How I Met Your Mother. As a Middle Eastern actor working in Hollywood, Manesh has been candid about his struggles in overcoming stereotypes where Middle Eastern characters are often cast as villains or comedic roles. This is seen as a mild tragedy in his career, similar to what many of his peers have faced. However, he has never been involved in scandals, on-set accidents, or personal controversies, a rarity in Hollywood. At 74 years old in 2025, Marshall Manesh continues to act, appearing on screen while keeping his personal life private. His net worth is estimated at $1 million, mostly amassed through steady supporting roles over 3 decades. Whether they are just a few minutes or a lead role, each one adds to the soul of True Lies. Eliza Dushku as Dana Tasker. Eliza Dushku was born on December 30th, 1980 in Watertown, Massachusetts, United States. At the age of 13, she appeared in the blockbuster action film True Lies, 1994, playing Dana Tasker, the stubborn and rebellious daughter of spy Harry Tasker, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Although only a supporting role, Eliza left a deep impression with her sharp appearance, especially the suspenseful scene hanging from the nose of a helicopter, which became one of the most memorable moments of the film. This role also paved the way for her later acting career, a career that was both turbulent and brilliant. Success seemed to be within reach, but Eliza's childhood was overshadowed by a terrible trauma that she carried with her for many years. During the filming of True Lies, Eliza was sexually assaulted by an older stuntman, and no one on set came to her defense. It wasn't until 20, amid the height of the Me Too hashtag movement, that Eliza bravely spoke out, revealing the bitter truth she had silently endured for more than 2 decades. The trauma had a profound impact on her mental health, causing her to fall into a crisis and lose faith in the glamorous but indifferent entertainment industry. Eliza's personal life has also been tumultuous. After several failed relationships, she found peace with Albanian businessman Peter Palangian, whom she married in 20. They have 2 children together, and Eliza has gradually withdrawn from Hollywood to focus on healing, education, and social work. She won a lawsuit against CBS after accusing the network of harassment on the set of Bull, receiving nearly $10 million, not for fame, but to restore dignity for herself and other women who had been harmed like her. As of 2025, Eliza Dushku is 45 years old and lives in Boston with her husband and children. She runs a nonprofit that focuses on children's and women's rights and teaches social justice. Her estimated net worth is around $10 million, which comes from a decades-long acting career, a settlement with CBS, and personal investments. From silent victim to fierce fighter for justice, Eliza not only survived, but emerged as a symbol of courage and rebirth. Tia Carrere as Juno Skinner Althea Ray Duguino Gennaro, better known by her stage name Tia Carrere, was born on January 2, 1967 in Honolulu, Hawaii, to Filipino-American parents. She was 27 when she starred in James Cameron's True Lies, 1994, an age full of life, beauty, and charisma. In the film, Carrere plays Juno Skinner, a charming but dangerous art dealer who secretly teams up with a terrorist group to carry out a deadly plot. Her combination of cold beauty, sharp intellect, and ruthless demeanor made Juno one of the most memorable movie villains of the 1990s. In addition to this iconic role, Carrere also made her mark with roles in Wayne's World, Relic Hunter, and as the voice of Nani in the Lilo and Stitch series. However, behind the spotlight was a life filled with internal struggles. She went through 2 contentious divorces, first from producer Ellie Samaha, and then from photographer Simon Wakelin, with whom she had a daughter. The second divorce was particularly acrimonious, involving custody and financial disputes. Carrere also faced financial pressures early in her career, which drove her to work tirelessly to establish herself in both acting and music. A minor accident occurred during a fight scene with Jamie Lee Curtis on the set of True Lies, but fortunately, it did not cause any lasting damage. Now, at 58, Tia Carrere remains a symbol of sexiness and talent in Hollywood. Although she is no longer at the peak of her fame, she continues to work in film, television, and voice acting, pursuing her art as a means of self-affirmation and resilience. With an estimated net worth of $5 million, career is a testament to the courage of a woman who overcame adversity and a pioneer for Asian American actors who have left a lasting mark on the global film industry. Grant Heslov as Faisal. Grant Heslov was born on May 15, 1963 in Los Angeles, California, United States. At age 31, he played Faisal in the spy action film True Lies, 1994, opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. Faisal was a sharp and witty tech expert who provided a lighter tone amid the film's intense action scenes. Although not a leading role, Heslov's character was endearing due to his humor and chemistry with the main cast. Grant Heslov, however, faced many challenges in his career. After appearing in supporting roles in such popular films as Enemy of the State and The Scorpion King, he took the risk of turning to producing and writing, a bold move in the fiercely competitive Hollywood landscape. The pressure to prove himself outside the shadow of his close friend George Clooney left him feeling left out. But it was Heslov's persistence and creativity that eventually made him one of the most respected filmmakers working today. His personal life is quite stable. Grant is married to producer Lisa Holland Heslov, and they have 2 daughters together. Unlike many of his colleagues who have been embroiled in scandals or divorces, his marriage has lasted for decades. This peace in his personal life has provided him with a solid foundation for his behind-the-scenes career. Together with George Clooney, he co-founded the film production company Smokehouse Pictures and achieved great success with projects such as Good Night and Good Luck, and most notably Argo, 2012, which won him the Oscar for Best Picture in 20. As of 2025, Grant Heslov is 62 years old and still active in the film industry, often working behind the scenes as a director and producer. His net worth is estimated at $20 million, mainly from his collaboration with Clooney, prestigious awards, and various television projects. Art Malik as Salim Abu Aziz. Art Malik, real name Athar ul Hakai Malik, born 13 November 1952 in Bahawalpur, Pakistan, is a British actor of Pakistani descent. He rose to fame in the 1980s for his critically acclaimed performances in British films and television. In 1994, at the age of 42, he played the villain Salim Abu Aziz in the action blockbuster True Lies, facing off against Arnold Schwarzenegger. With his cool demeanor and sharp acting, Malik transformed Salim into a terrifying and unforgettable villain for audiences around the world. Malik had previously made a splash as Hari Kumar in the series The Jewel in the Crown, 1984, a breakthrough role that earned him a major British Television Award nomination. Over the years, he has appeared in notable projects such as The Living Daylights, 1987, Holby City, 2003 to 2005, and Homeland, 2014 to 2020. However, behind the glitter of his career lies a dark period that he experienced. After his sudden rise to fame in 1984, Malik fell into alcoholism, wasteful spending, and egotism. His personal life spiraled into crisis. His wife left him and he was drowning in debt, owing the bank £55,000 and facing a $32,000 tax bill, nearly bankrupting him. At his lowest point, the role of Salim in True Lies became a lifeline, not only financially but also professionally. He later reconciled with his wife, and together they weathered the storm. Although born into a Muslim family, Malik did not consider himself a devout Muslim and described himself as an apostate, reflecting his complex identity and resistance to traditional norms. His marriage to Gina Rowe, a former Guildhall classmate, was private and enduring. They have 2 daughters and are working to rebuild their family after the upheaval. Today, at the age of 72, Art Malik remains active in European film and television, known for his calm demeanor and intellectual depth. He has been involved in humanitarian relief efforts and is open about his values and beliefs. With an estimated net worth of $3 million, a modest but hard-earned sum, Malik's story reflects the tenacity and dignity of a man who once stood on the brink of losing it all. Tom Arnold as Albert Gibb Gibson. Tom Arnold, born March 6, 1959 in Ottumwa, Iowa, is an American actor and comedian. He began his acting career at the age of 35 and is best known for his role as Albert Gibb Gibson in True Lies, 1994, a blockbuster action film directed by James Cameron. In the film, Tom plays Gibb, the loyal and witty sidekick to Arnold Schwarzenegger's spy Harry Tasker. His charming and humorous performance was praised as a highlight that balanced action and comedy. True Lies not only established Arnold as a Hollywood actor, but also coincided with the events of his controversial marriage to comedian Roseanne Barr, one of the most scandalous relationships of the 1990s. Their marriage, which lasted from 1990 to 1994, was fraught with public controversy, allegations of drug abuse, and countless tabloid gossip. While Roseanne was a huge star, Tom was often seen as a stalker, which put him under a lot of emotional pressure. After the divorce, Arnold struggled to find himself in the harsh world of showbiz. Tom Arnold's personal life also had its share of painful childhood memories. His mother left when he was young, leaving his 3 children to be raised by a single father in poverty. His older sister, Lori, was involved in drugs and ran the largest meth distribution network in the Midwest before her arrest in 1989. Tom Arnold, on the other hand, has taken an honest path, working as a meatpacking factory worker before turning to acting. He also struggled with alcohol and drug addiction but successfully got clean in the late 1990s, although he has since faced more setbacks, such as a motorcycle accident and his 4th divorce in 2020. Despite the ups and downs, Tom Arnold has remained steadfast in his career, appearing in over 200 projects across film and television, including Animal Factory, Happy Endings, and the reality show My Big Redneck Wedding. Although he was never considered a top star, he has maintained a strong presence in Hollywood. Now in his 60s, Arnold continues to work and participate in charitable activities. His estimated net worth is around $20 million, largely from glamorous supporting roles, production work, and television appearances.